And alrighty, welcome everybody to Indy Gaming League Spring Circuit 2022. Our next matchup for the night is going to be Knights of Chaos versus 2%. Both squads coming in 1-1 on the season so far. They picked up wins in week number 1. They'll be looking to go up to 2-0 here tonight against each other. We do have predictions up if anybody wants to go ahead and wager a little bit. We're going to take a look at the team stats to figure out and maybe a little bit more of an educated guess. So, Knights of Chaos, they beat Cold Purple 3-1 last week at 1.29 goals per game, at 2.29 saves, and 0.57 assists in the effort. Their opponents, 2%, also picking up the dub 3-0 over Ottosen. If I said that wrong, may have. They pick up that dub with a 1.17 goals, 2 saves, and 0.83 assists per game. So generally, fairly evenly matched. It is going to be interesting how this all plays out, because again, we have the stats from 1 week under our belts, not a whole bunch, lined up. So this could shake out a whole bunch of different ways. You don't really know, but you can always make your best guess. Do our predictions up. They'll be up for the next couple of minutes, but we also have everybody in the lobby. It's set to start at the top of the hour, but if they're ready, I'm ready too. I'll give them the go ahead. And we'll head on into game number 1 once they do so. I joined an ITC team in Fall Circuit and did 2 seasons. Gotcha. Yeah, no, dude, like I said, I really like it. But, anywho, we're gonna head on into the lobby at game number 1 between Knights of Chaos and 2%. They are both 1-0 on the season. The aforementioned scoreboard bug still persisting. But we do know that the IGL admins are working on it. Will not negatively impact any team. Both these squads, they're 1-0. They're coming out hot. They're starting very aggressively here. Plenty of possession coming in the 2% zone. This Knights of Chaos, true to form, challenging it out into the midfield. They're warm, they're ready. King Groove will get the first goal 29 seconds into the game, and already 1 on the board for Knights of Chaos. Off the kickoff, quick trip back down into the blue zone just for the moment, sent deep down. The cut back out by Sir Boppo. Sir Boppo, Senior Boppo? I believe it is Senor Boppo. Lead it back over into the 2% half. So Alex really trying to get this through the defense. It is the end, popping it over to the mid. King Groove looking for the redirect back on target. Doltaire will be the one to scoop it up. Try to bring this past the midfield line, but King Groove coming through on the challenge will get met by the defense. Pop up past this midfield. Hostile Goat, fantastic name. We'll pick up, no, Doltaire is going to pick up the shot. King Groove with the save. Hostile Goat looking to try to get one on, but a touch off to the side. This 2% will rotate back into defense. Knights of Chaos looking to extend that lead. Senior Boppo trying to get it back out. Doltaire upfield. Boppo no boost, who will be upfield to challenge. It is the end. Well, gets demoed by King Groove, so he'll have another opportunity to challenge in just a moment. But for now, we'll have to wait for the respawn. Welcome back, Intellect. Hope your night's going well as well, my friend. 2% getting a little bit aggressive here. Boppo with a great bump, the backflip from Doltaire. King Groove will stay stoic enough to get the goal. Senior Boppo going for a bit of a wave dash into the pop-up. Will not make contact, but still opportunities coming out from 2%. Will not be able to find a goal, but they did force Knights of Chaos to recognize that 2% can bring the heat once they get that possession. They may be able to do so now. King Groove picks up the saves. He's rotating back through. It gets a savior medal in the first half of game 1 nonetheless. Senior Boppo getting the save. Plenty of saves coming out here in game 1. Both squads at or above 2 saves per game, more than likely going to increase that here. The Senior Boppo is going to add a little bit to their own stat total as well. They'll send this one past the midfield line. It is on a target. It is the end. Gets contact on it, but not quite enough. And will bounce back into the net. Had to get food, I feel you. I like scrounged down my dinner right before the stream started tonight. Love doing the Tuesday, Thursday cast, but I'm home for maybe an hour before stream goes live, so I'm usually eating while I'm prepping overlays. 2% coming back into this fairly quickly. Doltaire is going to pick up the pass from Senior Boppo. Boppo running it upfield as well, getting a little bit in the way of this is the end, or it is the end. Will cause enough commotion down onto the goal line. Open up for a little bit of an inadvertent side flip here, but the defense will get back. They will have to work their way out of their half as well. Alex trying to get it out. Doltaire shot on. It is the end, saying it is the end of that shot. Will not be the end of this defensive stand. Senior Boppo trying to wrap it around. Hostile Goat past one. Will look to make a wall play. Doltaire there as well. King Groove is going to get a ton of room here for Knights of Chaos. A breathing room, but the challenge coming out. Senior Boppo is going to put this one dangerous and hits the post. And Senior Boppo cleans up their own bounce. It could be Boppo the Clown, because he's getting these fancy trickery reads and coming through and slapping it back in. 2% get that 2-goal lead. 89 seconds to go. Still very much a hard-fought game. Knights of Chaos, they took that early lead. Had a lot of early aggression, but 2%, they've bounced back since. This one a little bit of a hiccup in the defensive rotations, gets him knocked back into the net of Knights of Chaos. Alex trying to get it back through. Hostile Goat will not be credited with an assist. Senior Boppo, 100% and sole participation on that goal. Suddenly, 2% have really opened this one up. The Alex shot will be a bit high. It should set up some Knights of Chaos offensive pressure, however. King Groove taking the shot, saved by Doltaire. Alex going for the quick bop back. You can't bop the Boppo, especially not the Senior Boppo. And it will get sent off over the corner. Final minute of game number 1. King Groove with a read onto Boppo. Hostile Goat has to elevate and will pick up the save. Again, very curious to see what the save count is. Senior Boppo trying to get the clear out. It is the end, cutting it off. 40 seconds left, still 3-goal difference. It may be unlikely here for Knights of Chaos in game number 1, but building momentum for game 2 is never a bad thing. This one will head back over to the blue corner. We'll have a free moment in the air. Doltaire trying to send it back down. A couple of players elevating for it. Alex will be the one to make contact. Hostile Goat popping it out back over to the midfield. 15 seconds left onto the back wall. King Groove up early, and King Groove finds the groove and finds the second goal of the game for Knights of Chaos. Not technically out of it yet in here in game number 1. They will have to score rather immediately off the kickoff, but still possible, still doable. Hypotheticals are only one thing. I'll have to see it actually happen. Goes onto the back wall. That may be too much time there. In fact, it will be. Game number 1 is going to go the way of 2%. Knights of Chaos will bookend game 1 with goals. Unless we see one here. We won't. It hits the ground. Knights of Chaos take the early goal, then 4 unanswered by 2%. Knights of Chaos find the back of the net one more time towards the end. Not able to put it on, and that save count, 7 saves from 2%. That's Chaos picked up 5. You pick up 5 saves and you got out-saved. That is not a common occurrence, to be totally frank. That's Chaos, they put on plenty of pressure, 11 shots to 10, but really the defensive 2% led the way in terms of game number 1. Now, that said, picking up 7 saves in a game is not what most people would call sustainable. If 2% are able to do so again here in game number 2, I would bet on 2% taking the second game. That said, 7 saves is quite the number, is all I'm going to say. Let's see if they're able to pull out the defensive effort again. As Knights, they were both teams brought double-digit shots. see if they'll have that little bit of extra chaos energy behind the shots. Get it past the defense, but early on, Hostile Goat will be denied by the post. Nearly a scare there for Knights of Chaos. Alex challenging over to the midfield will be challenged by the aforementioned Goat. Rather aggressive indeed, true to form, true to name. Will run amok upfield. Serbapo putting it onto the back wall, double commit out of defense, but Alex getting enough touch on it by a little bit of room and time. The rest of Knights of Chaos to grab some boost. Alex picking up a save on that touch. King Groove up early. Might get the bounce onto Doltaire. No, it will go for a bit of a bump. We'll get the pop up in front of the net. And be the next one to it as well. Getting it past Hostile Goat, but Doltaire setting up the dribble. And Alex is not scared of Doltaire. Comes in with the challenge. These pinchers are getting a little bit wild, going plenty of distance across the pitch. In game number one, had already seen a couple of goals by this point. We'll go with the first minute scoreless here in game two. But it will be dangerous here for the Knights' defense. And Groove doing great with a redirect to get it out of their zone. Alex will follow through on the clear as well. Hostile Goat looking to make a play out of the back wall. Alex is there. Serbapo's there faster. I'll try to get the follow-up touch as well. Plenty of commotion going along that orange wall. And it is the end, looking to put an exclamation point on it. King Groove with a bit of a rope-a-dope. Take another look at this. As it is the end. Will get the pass out. King Groove puts it up onto the back wall. Doltaire, as he was rotating through across the back wall, ended up redirecting it in. And that one is one of the more unfortunate own goals I've seen in a bit. Doltaire really didn't do much wrong. Just that last jump put him in an unfortunate position. That said, if you're Knights of Chaos, it might be the little bit of chaos that you need. You take the lead. You'll take the follow-up possession as well. Alex taking a shot. Serbapo will get the save. King Groove looking to find the angle. Will put it just underneath the crossbar. The Knights of Chaos rely on a little bit of fortuitous bounces for goal one. Goal two, King Groove. He finds it, finds the touch, has the precision necessary to get that 2-goal lead. 2% suddenly spending a lot more time on defense here in game number two. Might cut into that lead very quickly. A Hostile Goat nearly getting the assist. Getting cut out there by Knights of Chaos. It is the end. Sends it deep. Senior Bapo already back. King Groove coming through on the challenge. This one nearly registering a shot as well. Hostile Goat getting in the way. Knights of Chaos, they started game number one this way. Plenty of offense, plenty of pressure. But it eventually started deflating as 2% were able to put up that wall. Have not quite been able to do so here in game number two. Knights of Chaos have taken advantage of it, but still half of the game to go. They will have to likely extend the lead. 2% are starting to bring the pressure. It gets the favorable bounce onto the back wall. It is the end. It will get there before Doltaire. They will look to make the play out of the corner as well. Past Senior Bapo. Hostile Goat is up. Gets the recovery onto the wall. Should be able to follow this up. Hostile Goat nearly pulling off an immaculate play, working it down the line. But it will be challenged out by the defense. Senior Bapo looking to take another opportunity at it. 2% back on the offense, but it will get cleared out by the Knights of Chaos. Send it deep downtown. It is the end, trying to find another little bit of chaos magic. Will be not as lucky this time, but it will take more time off the clock. 2% getting more and more aggressive, trying to move their way downfield. Start cutting into this 2-goal deficit. Will be unable to do so. King Groove sending it back over to the corner, but it will be challenged out by Bapo. Doltaire will cede possession to Alex. Will be more than happy to send it back the other way. Get into the final 80 seconds here. 2-0 in favor of Knights of Chaos. Looking to equalize the series. Heading into game number 3. There's still time for 2% here in game 2. Cut back into this. To get a couple on the board, but they've been pinned so far back, they haven't had much room to work with whatsoever. 2% maybe referring to the amount of ground they're allowed to lay claim. As it is the end, and the Knights of Chaos are on a conquest up on offense. They retreated back in game number 1. They were forced by the stalwart defense of 2%, but they've come roaring back. to continue to charge, continue to push, and the walls have started to come down in game 2. But it's still a best of 5 series. Plenty of time left for 2% to rebuild that defense and start working their way out of their half. But game 2, Knights of Chaos, they have brought the energy needed to get that equalizer. A little bit of a situation developing there on the orange half. King Kruv picking up a save to send this one deep downfield. Serbapo putting this one high past King Kruv. Still technically timed, but they will need to score immediately. This one may be the opportunity for it. Doltaire from the air finds it. Will bring us within 2. 21 seconds left. King Kruv challenging on to Bapo. Pops up just floating above the net. You kind of hold your breath as a defender and hope that it goes too far. Doltaire comes diving in for it, secures the goal. We will set up a kickoff. Alex with a powerful half volley back. Will pin it down to the orange half for the moment. King Kruv rotating over to the midfield. And will it get it sent back over to the mid? A few seconds left. It is the end. One more shot. Hostile Goat picks up the save. Toxic Psycho dropping the 100 bits. Much appreciated, my friend. As the ball hits the ground, game number 2 goes the way of Knights of Chaos, and we got ourselves a tied series heading into game number 3. Good day, Toxic Psycho. Thanks again. Very much appreciated. I hope you're having a very fine Thursday. And we're in our second series of the night. Game 1 going at 2-4 in favor of 2%. The Knights bounce back with a 3-1 win into game number 2 to cut back into the series. The shot count lower and the save count lower as well. 2% still picking up 4 saves against the 6 shots of Knights. They did get pinned back enough that it was difficult for them to go and register shots of their own. We'll head into game number 3. We'll see which trend will continue. Will 2% be able to get that defense back up and going? Will Knights of Chaos, have they breached the castle walls? They started to run amok into their own offensive half. It's the other offensive half, not their half. Regardless, allegories, alliterations, metaphors, none of it really matters. We're here to watch Rocket League. We're here to see these two teams go at it back and forth, all tied up 1-1. Both teams are 1-0 on the season. Scoreboard with that bit of a bug. They are looking to continue this undefeated start and go on to 2-0. We'll have to get through each other, and King Kruv may look to do it. King Kruv caressing as he works his way down a field, gets the pass out from it is the end, but takes enough possession to negate the pass. And King Kruv dropping it above the defense. A solid start here to game 3. And it's good to hear, Toxic. Knights will be caught in the midfield, looking for some battles of possession. It is the end, trying to get the doink back upfield. Senior Bapo following through, gets the bump and the boost steal. King Kruv will be up just a touch too soon. This one will be on target. Hostile Goat gets the catch, gets the pop past Alex, needs to get it past Kruv, and there'll be a bump coming up from Doltaire. It came out of nowhere. It takes the defense off kilter, but it is the end, recovering enough to send it back into the orange zone. Going for a bit of a change up there to work their way past the defense. Several players coming at it from multiple angles. We'll call it 200 IQ plays, everybody trying to raid each other. Hostile Goat will go for a bit of a slow one. We'll get the bump deep downfield. Doltaire trying to get a doink over to the mid. We'll get the follow-up. But Alex will be there first. So Senior Bapo get the play back over to the corner. King Kruv bringing it back over the other way. A little bit of a wraparound rope-a-dope. It is the end. Says nope to the Hostile Goat shot. We'll see more possession coming out from 2%. We'll get the bounce. Doltaire may be able to recover, but no, cannot quite get the angle to boost back towards the ball. They will continue back up on offense. Just enough air under the ball to send it past the midfield. Doltaire picking up the save. 2%, they have to get back onto defense quickly. Doltaire bringing it back the other way, slows it down. Goes for the flick past Alex. It is the end, soft touch. King Kruv gets some power behind it. Doltaire cutting it off. 2 minutes and change to burned in game number 3. King Kruv looking to get another one, but will be denied off the air dribble this time. Voltaire tried to bring it back the other way, puts it over to the corner. Goat is going to find the shot and tie us up right before halftime. Voltaire getting it downfield. King Kruv trying it to get it out of harm's way, but Goat just comes in screaming. And will find the touch, sneaks it in inside the post. The defense there, but caught just off guard enough. 2% are going to find the net and equalize us here in game 3. They'll take possession on the ensuing kickoff. They'll look to try to extend the lead, or extend to a lead after equalizing. They'll work some bumps in the process. Alex coming in, a true ego challenge. Will it go favorably? Knights of Chaos, they're trying to get that lead back. Goat bringing it past the midfield. Alex slows it down, gets underneath it, gets another pop. That's their bop, sends it back the other way. Less than 2 minutes to go in game number 3. Voltaire out of the back wall. Alex rotating through. It is the end. Has to get out of the way. We will rotate back over to the far post position. Alex upfield over to King Kruv. Will get the bully ball challenge past Voltaire. Needs to get it over to the mid or work their way past the defense. And we'll register a shot. Nobody gets the save on it. We'll get sent back over into the midfield. 90 seconds left. And Kruv waiting for it, but this is going to get teed up and passed out by Goat. Senior Boppo challenged by It Is The End. Demo coming out. Kruv taking out Voltaire. The 2% will not be able to get there. The third man taken off the pitch. That may have been enough to slow it down to that attack. Get closer and closer to the final minute. Alex finding a gap in the midfield pressure. King Kruv finding Voltaire. And we'll get the bounce out towards the net. Looking to get the pass over to Alex as well. Goat picks up boost. Looking for the follow through. And we'll take to the skies. Goat goes for the aerial shot. And Voltaire's going to get the pinch back over towards the net. King Kruv gets the clear out. 45 seconds left. Getting closer to golden goal territory. King Kruv wants it. He's going to go for a bit of a reset on it. Will be saved by Goat. Alex going for the Doomsy. Will get the pass over to King Kruv. Gets knocked out of the way. It is the end. Will pick up the shot. And they will take the lead. 32 seconds left. All 3 members of Knights of Chaos getting involved on the play. And it is the end just over the top of Goat. To take another look at that to see if there's a bit of a rubber band in the server or not. But regardless, 2-1 in favor of the Knights of Chaos. They'll bring it down to the orange zone. They'll look to take more time off the clock, potentially extend the lead. Either way, make it as difficult as possible for 2%. Instead, get downfield is one way to do it. 15 seconds. King Kruv onto the back wall. May see an opportunity here. King Kruv. Potential drop pass. We'll see 2% come back the other way. Goat with the one pop. King Kruv will come through with the challenge. He puts it on target. 2 seconds left. Not enough time on the board for 2%. King Kruv elevating on the final challenge. We may see one more for the road. Knights of Chaos will take, unless something incredible happens, we'll take game 3. And it will get knocked back. I was a little bit worried about calling stuff, even with a couple of seconds. Just need to take a stand, you know? A 3-1 victory in favor of Knights of Chaos. They move on to series point against 2%. Very consistent with the offense from Knights, putting 10 shots on again. They've been hovering around that double-digit mark, but 2 goals in game 1, 3 in both 2 and 3. 2%, they picked up 4 goals in game 1, but they have been held to 2 combined since. They're still picking up the saves, 5 of them in this case. But they were outshot 2-10. That's a lot of pressure coming in from the Knights. And 2% have been pinned back repeatedly. We saw in game 1 that they have what it takes. They can get out of their half and they can put goals on target. They put shots on target and pick up goals. They will have to work their way back into it here in game number 4. They will try to bring us to a game 5. Knights of Chaos, they're going to want to end it in 4, I'm sure. They will have 5 minutes to prove but they're up to the task. 2% trying to get this done immediately off the kickoff. Alex will get the initial clear out. Doltaire, quick turn. It's 2% already looking a little bit more aggressive. It's only been 18 seconds. They're coming through on those challenges. King Kruv gets past a couple of the 2%ers. Doltaire trying to get it back as well. Shot coming in from Alex. King Kruv will guide this one over to the post. Quick turn, but Hostile Goat with a challenge sends it back over into the blue zone. Hostile Goat wants more than just the zone. He wants the goal. You know what? Maybe an assist. It will float free in front of the blue half. Doltaire getting the follow-up challenge. King Kruv with the save. Gives that 0-0. Senior Boppo getting the save off of Kruv's shot. Alex putting it onto the back wall. Bit of an awkward touch. Will get pinched out. King Kruv rotating back out. Stays underneath the ball. Has possession. Has 1 touch, 2 touch, maybe 3. And it will sneak it inside that near post. King Kruv, we saw him do it in game number 3. We'll see it again in game 4. The aerial control coming in along that left side of the goal. For tier 3, you don't normally see air dribbles like that. Credit where credit is due. King Kruv is grooving. He's cruising his way through the air. The Knights of Chaos continue their offensive pushes. Doltaire will slow this one down, gets it past a couple of attackers, will pick up the catch as well. It's challenged on the flick. It will continue to work its way back into the blue half. Senior Boppo and it is the end. Challenging each other. King Kruv looking to send it back over to the orange. Alex will be up, popped up by Doltaire. Asla go downfield. King Kruv is going to return to earth, leaves it for it is the end. Wants to go for the bit of a doink as well. Bit awkward. We're working our way back into the Knights half. King Kruv will be able to recover. Gets the follow-up touch. Will be sent back down by a Hostile Goat. Hostile Goat starting to pick it up here, getting more aggressive, getting more consistent touches on these challenges, but 2% is still playing with that deficit. 3 minutes left. Potentially 3 minutes left in this series unless 2% can get the win. Doltaire will look to at least get the equalizer, pinched out by the attack from Alex. And Kruv will have a missed touch here. Senior Boppo trying to find the gap. It is the end, will be there. And we'll try to get some flicks to get it out of the way. Doltaire challenging. Bouncing up out of the corner. A couple of players going up for it on Knights of Chaos. Looks like they called each other out of it. Either way, I'm sure they're okay with it. Senior Boppo, hello, stepping up right before halftime in game number 4, popping it up onto the back wall, double touch. It is the end, elevating, but just enough room, just enough of a gap for Senior Boppo to find. And will get the equalizer just before halftime here in game number 4. It is the end. Looked like he might have gone for that ceiling shot immediately. King Kruv will go for a little bit more of a traditional shot. He will not be able to find the goal. Senior Boppo taken along the side. It is the end, challenging. Bit of a quarter tank of boost to work with. King Kruv got into the near back wall. Senior Boppo will go for a bit of a slower play, maintains possession, and cuts off the initial follow-up attack from Knights of Chaos. Some more full pitch plays breaking out. King Kruv going for the pass up over to Alex. Hostile Goat cutting it over to the mid, but King Kruv is going to be there. This is going to be dangerous. A will sneak in the upper left corner. King Kruv picking up the second goal for themselves and Knights of Chaos. They are indeed looking to get this done in 4. 2% were working their way back into defense. They couldn't quite get the pass over to the other corner. And King Kruv pouncing on the lob. They will take that 1-goal lead back. Hostile Goat trying to hold on to possession of it. That bit of a heavy touch. King Kruv certainly making a name for themselves. Coming through on these challenges. Senior Boppo will go ahead and call it a fake. Did get a couple of the midfield Knights of Chaos players to bite on it. The transitional play not extending for 2%. They'll have to work their way out of their half again. And Kruv is going to slow it down, trying to bait out the defense. Senior Boppo not falling for it. We'll head back over to the opposite side of the orange half. It's hit the final 60 seconds of game number 4. Knights of Chaos Less than a minute to go. They may be taking this series 3-1, but 2%, they have what it takes to fight back. They're going to have to work out of their zone. They've been pinned. They have not had much room to work with, but they're going to be trying to get the equalizer, trying to bring it to game 5. But it is the end, trying to put an end to this series, picking up the pass from King Kruv. Knights of Chaos go back up by 2. A scoreline that has been all too familiar this series. Game 2, 3-1 Knights. Game 3, 3-1 Knights. Game 4, currently sitting 3-1 Knights with 42 seconds left. They'll certainly look to extend it here, or at least take time off the clock. It is the end, putting it past the midfield line, 30 seconds. They'll get batted up in front of the blue net. Doltaire putting it onto the back wall. Waterfall down. Hostile Goat is going to be there. Puts it onto the crossbar. Doltaire, quick turn. The King Kruv will get that first touch and get the clear. Senior Boppo back into the defense to try to cut off the play. Doltaire will be a little bit more aggressive with it, taking out King Kruv, but Alex coming through with the challenge. Doltaire trying to bring it out of their half. 5 seconds left. Knights of Chaos will seal the victory in 4 games. The ball ultimately hits the turf in another well-fought series. Congratulations to Knights of Chaos on the win. There's nothing really bad that you can say about 2%. They pinned back on the defense was, I mean, by far the biggest thing. They were working their way out. They were trying it to get back up into offense. And in cases they were able to do so, but getting challenged out, Knights of Chaos, they just made it as difficult as possible. They will keep it awkward and will keep that undefeated record going into week number 3. They're up to 2-0. The 2% will fall to 1-1. We'll get the predictions up, and I got you. All right, a well-fought series here tonight. Again, congratulations to Knights of Chaos for picking up the win. 2% will look to bounce back here next week. I can do a quick check to see who they're going to be playing next week. Load it up here. Knights of Chaos will be moving on to play against Cold Purple, who, no, 2% are going to be playing Cold Purple, who Knights of Chaos beat 3-1 last week. On the flip side, Knights of Chaos will be playing against Otozen, which 2% beat 3-0 last week. So wouldn't be surprised to see if they both pick up wins next week. Thanks for casting. Thanks for having me, King Kruv. It was a pleasure. It was absolutely my pleasure to be here. And that said, we do have one more matchup coming in just a little bit. But as always, captains, thanks for having me on. Everybody, thanks for having me on in the matchup. Captains will be getting an email asking for review. I would appreciate it if you would fill that out. I do read the comments. I take a look at it to try to get better, improve my production, improve my style, etc. So if you could do that, that would be very much appreciated indeed.